The American government we have today can trace its roots back to our time as citizens of Great Britain. Some of the most basic rights we have as Americans originated in Great Britain. For example, in 1219, British nobles forced King John to sign the Magna Carta limiting the power of the king and guaranteeing them certain basic rights. As time went by, these rights were eventually extended to all British citizens. They included the right to a trial by jury, due process, which states that government must follow the laws of the country and make every effort to protect the rights of the accused, and other basic rights, such as protection of arbitrary or unwarranted taking of life, liberty, or property. All of these ideas later made their way into the American Constitution and Bill of Rights. In 1689, British noblemen once again took steps to limit the power of the king and protect the rights of the citizens when the English Bill of Rights was written. Limits against excessive bail, cruel and unusual punishment, and freedom of speech are just a few rights guaranteed to American citizens that can find their origins in the English Bill of Rights. One of the problems with being in a colony 2,000 miles away from your national government in the 16 and 1700s was that it was often difficult to pass laws in a timely and effective manner. As a result of this, the colonies were granted a great deal of political freedom. For example, in 1619, the colony of Jamestown created the Virginia House of Burgesses, the first elected legislature in the colonies, to pass laws necessary for the day-to-day running of the colony. Its members were elected by the citizens and given the right to make laws for the colony by the king. As time passed, the Virginia House of Burgesses gradually assumed the responsibility of making laws for the entire Virginia colony. In 1620, the Pilgrims aboard the Mayflower signed the Mayflower Compact before setting foot in Massachusetts. In it, the men agreed to follow all laws passed for the good of the colony. This agreement helped to establish the idea of self-government in the English colonies. Notice, I said all men. This is because during the 16 and 1700s, women had few, if any, rights, either political or social. In 1639, the leaders of Connecticut signed the Fundamental Orders of Connecticut. It established the basics of government in the Connecticut colony, guaranteed men the right to vote, and established the town hall meeting where citizens could gather to discuss the problems and laws of the new colony. It is considered by many to be the first written constitution in the New World. Government in the colonies was not just influenced by political and philosophical ideas, but by religious beliefs as well. In the 1730s and 40s, a religious revival swept through the colonies, led by men such as George Whitefield and Jonathan Edwards. This great awakening caused many to examine not only their relationship with God, but with each other. Colonists began to ask themselves, in essence, what would Jesus do? This self-examination resulted in a renewed sense of purpose and commitment to their values and beliefs. This spiritual reassessment was also directed towards government, as people began to see government as a contract between the people and their leaders, a contract in which government had a responsibility to protect the people and their rights. It's important to remember that even though the Constitution and the government it created are American, the ideas and concepts it contains can be traced back hundreds of years. The Magna Carta and the English Bill of Rights laid the foundation for the protection of many of the individual rights and freedoms that we cherish today. Colonial political institutions and ideas such as the Virginia House of Burgesses, Fundamental Orders of Connecticut, and the Mayflower Compact helped to lay the foundation for self-government in the colonies, while religious events such as the First Great Awakening caused many colonists to re-examine and redefine the relationship between government and its citizens.